Howdy, this is Tom again. It's been just slightly more than 2 weeks since I had my Spinal Fusion. I also had some other work done at the same time. I may go into more detail on that later, but for the time being, I just wanted to give a quick report. So it's been 2 weeks and a couple days. The surgery was on February 24th, a Monday. Today is Wednesday morning. Yesterday, Tuesday, the 11th of March, I had my stitches out. I think I'm in a kind of a unique situation. I'm kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop, no pun intended, when you're talking about a back and your feet and the operation that I had. But I'm kind of waiting to see what happens next. I didn't take any opioids, the oxycodone. Haven't had any of that since Saturday. No muscle relaxers. I am pain-free. I have zero pain. I have very, very little sensation of even having had the operation. I'm just amazed at what I see as my recovery. I had a very successful operation apparently, and I also apparently had a very nice recovery so far. I don't see that this seems consistent with a lot of the other folks whose videos I've listened to or watched. I would note that as far as of this date, apparently only 7 people have watched my video, the first one I put out there, which obviously goes to the marketing and the interest which people might have. And by having only 7 views, and since there are 4 members in my immediate family, I'm highly suspicious that my son may have watched it twice and I may have watched it twice. So I don't think anyone's at all interested, but I'm going to try to wrap this up to conclude my report on how my experience has gone, because it does not seem to be consistent with the vast majority of the reports that I've watched and witnessed. As I said, I'm still waiting for the other shoe to drop, because you never know what might happen down the road. You don't know if you're going to injure yourself further, or they always call it the honeymoon period. There could be any number of reasons why I'm in this kind of really nice current state. I'm able to walk with absolutely none of the prior discomfort that I had before. For at least a year and a half, I was essentially totally disabled as far as my ability to walk. I had the handicap placard for my car, and I was very distressed at the time because I had always been active prior to that point in time, and I'd had a lot of actual dysfunction over the many years prior to the incident that I had on September of 2023 when I sort of went over a little bit of a cliff and injured my back. But that, I believe, was an exacerbation of the pre-existing conditions. I've always had a problem lifting things and then having to let my back heal, overexerting and having to let my back heal. So the most pronounced problem that I had over the last year and a half was the inability to walk long distances. My wife and I went down to Epcot a year ago, and it was so bad that I passed. There's a place where they sell European chocolate, and as we're walking around Epcot, I missed the location for the chocolate. My back was acting up. I was in excruciating pain, and when I realized I had missed the location by 2 lands, I could not force myself to walk back. I could not take any additional steps other than the absolute minimum required to complete the trek. So that should give you some idea of how extreme the pain was, because I love chocolate. I may have mentioned previously that prior to the surgery I lost about 40 pounds. Since and during the recovery for the last 2 weeks, my wife has fed me a lot of protein and kept me well nourished. And so I've been anticipating and thought initially that I'd be putting the weight back on. I've actually lost a couple of pounds, and apparently that's because everything is going into the production of the bone growth for the fusion and to restore my function. I can walk without limitation. The only limitation I really have is that it's cold around here. We're in northwestern Pennsylvania, and you know, you can walk around your house all you want, but that gets pretty old pretty fast. I've gone to Walmart, and I've walked like a mile around Walmart a couple of times, and that's been pretty effective. But now that the weather's starting to break, I'm looking forward to getting outside. One of my favorite hobbies is to collect beach glass, and we're on the shores of Lake Erie, and I know that will give me a lot of fun. I haven't figured out yet how I'm going to avoid the bending and twisting and stooping to pick up the glass, but I've been pretty expert with my grabber in picking up small pills if I've dropped them on the floor, so I would figure that, you know, I'm anticipating that I won't have any problem collecting my beach glass, but I suppose time will tell, but we'll see how that goes. So my report is that I am zero pain. I don't even need to take Tylenol. On occasion I will. You know, trying to think the last time I took a Tylenol. But things have been going very good. And quite frankly, I don't understand why my recovery seems to be so different than so many others. If I had had any, I mean, you know, there's always the people say, well, you know, there's no guarantee when you have surgery, but time will tell. And it may be that I just had the most incredible surgeon, or it may be that my situation was different than a lot of other people's. I did suffer an injury. You know, I did have a traumatic fall, but I did have the pre-existing condition of the severe spinal stenosis, the slipped disc, prior herniations. Well, I had a lot of work done. So I'm grateful to be where I am now, and if anyone's interested in watching this or want to comment, maybe you have questions that I haven't answered or haven't thought to bring up, but as noted, my wife has kept me well fed, and I'm getting my exercise. I'm not taking any pain medicine, and I just am so grateful that I can walk again. So, thank you.